moorkha yatra na pujyante dhanyam yatra susanchitam dampatyoh kalaho nasti tatra shri svayamagata.
Today, let us sit with one of the most practical verses ever composed about prosperity. It comes from the Chanakya Niti and it goes like this: moorkha yatra na pujante, dhanyam yatra susanchitam, dampatyoho kalaho nasti, tatra shrihi swayam agata. Where fools are not worshipped, where grain is well stored, where there is no quarrel between husband and wife, there prosperity herself arrives of her own accord. Let us slow down and taste each word. Moorkhaha means fools. It comes from the root mu, which means to be deluded, to lose your bearings. So a moorkha is not simply someone without education. A moorkha is someone whose values are confused, who cannot tell the real from the apparent. Yatra means where. Na pujante means are not worshipped. And notice something beautiful here. Chanakya does not say where there are no fools. That would be an impossible standard. Fools exist everywhere, in every age. He says, where fools are not worshipped. The question is never whether confusion exists. The question is whether we put it on a pedestal. Then comes dhanyam, grain. This word grows from the root dha, meaning to hold, to nourish, to sustain, and susanchitam, well gathered. Su means well, sam means together, and the root chi means to gather, to pile up. It is the same root you find in the word sanchita karma, the accumulated results of our past actions. So dhanyam susanchitam means grain that has been rightly, carefully, steadily accumulated. Not hoarded in fear, not squandered in celebration, gathered well. Then, dampatyoho kalaho nasti. Kalaha means quarrel, ongoing strife. Nasti means does not exist. And dampatee is one of the oldest and loveliest words in the Sanskrit language. Dam means house. It is actually a cousin of the Latin word domus, from which we get domestic. And pati means lord. So dampatee means the two lords of the house, husband and wife, not as ruler and subject, but as two sovereigns ruling the home together. The word itself contains the remedy. Quarrels arise when the two lords compete for one throne instead of reigning side by side. And finally, the reward. Tatra, there, Shrihi, the goddess Lakshmi, prosperity, radiance, grace, Svayam Agata. She has come by herself. Svayam is the most important word in the entire verse. By herself, uninvited, unpursued. Now, who is telling us this? Chanakya, also known as Kautilya, the strategist who lived around the 4th century before the Common Era. This is the man who took a talented young boy named Chandragupta Maurya and built him into the emperor of India's first great empire. Chanakya ran a treasury. He watched kingdoms rise and watched them rot. So when he tells us the conditions under which wealth flourishes, this is not theory from a cave. This is field data from the founder of an empire. And his answer to the eternal question, why does prosperity flow into some homes and drain out of others, is stunningly simple. Look at three things. Whom do they honor? Do they save? And is the home at peace? The deepest teaching here hides in that word Svayam, by herself. Everyone chases Lakshmi. Everyone runs after wealth. And Chanakya says, stop chasing and start qualifying. Prosperity is not a prize you seize. It is an emergent property of a rightly ordered life. Think of health. You cannot grab health directly. You can only sleep well, eat well, move well, and health arrives on its own. Prosperity is exactly the same. Fix the conditions, and the result walks in without being summoned. Tradition calls Lakshmi Chanchala, the restless one, the fickle one who abandons any house that dishonors her. But this verse reveals the other side. She is fickle only toward disorder. Toward the well ordered home, she is utterly loyal. Prosperity, you might say, is a guest with standards. And how remarkably modern these three conditions are. What a society honors is its true value signal. Management thinkers today say the real culture of any company is revealed by who gets promoted and who gets celebrated. Where the confidently incompetent are elevated, the wise fall silent and leave, and the capital follows them out the door. The stored grain is what behavioral economists now call the margin of safety, the emergency fund. Wealth is what you do not see, the harvest not consumed. And the peaceful home. Modern relationship research has shown that chronic, unresolved conflict damages not only marriages but health, careers, and financial judgment itself. A quarreling household leaks energy at its very core, and no amount of income can fill a leaking vessel. Greek, Hebrew, and Sanskrit wisdom all agree here. Even our word economics comes from oikos, the household. All wealth begins at the hearth. So let me leave you with three questions to carry into your day. First, whom do I worship? Where does my attention, my admiration, my scrolling, my seeking of approval actually go? Toward clarity or toward noise? Second, what is my grain, and am I gathering it well? Not just money, reserves of health, of skill, of trust, of energy that my future self will one day need to draw upon. And third, where is the kalaha in my home? Is there a standing quarrel with a partner, a family member, or even between two warring voices inside my own mind, quietly draining everything I build? And here is a simple practice. Tonight, and each night this week, ask yourself three small questions. Did my attention today honor wisdom or noise? Did I add even one grain to any reserve? A little saved, a page read, a walk taken? And is any conflict at home still open? If it is, take one small step of repair before you sleep. A soft word, an acknowledgement, even just, we are on the same side. Let us solve this tomorrow, together. You are not chasing the goddess with these acts. You are simply sweeping the doorstep. And the promise of this verse, spoken by a man who built an empire, is that when the doorstep is swept, she comes on her own. तत्र श्रीः स्वयम् आगता। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
मूर्खा यत्र न पूज्यन्ते धान्यं यत्र सुसञ्चितम् दम्पत्योः कलहो नास्ति तत्र श्रीः स्वयमागता।